Hello, this is Father David Nix at the Padre Peregrino YouTube channel, and wanted to make a little video today called Faith First as I drive to a grill out. I think different parts of the country call it a grill out, some call it a cookout. I learned living in the South, you never call it a barbecue unless you're going to have like pulled pork and a slow cooker. You don't call a grill out a barbecue in the South. Now, a lot of you have heard me on Mike RTF's show talk about how this COVIDocracy is a new religion. I even went so far as to say I think that the jab and the mask is essentially replacement morality for all these babies lost due to the pill and abortions. Um, but I want to make a slightly different point since you've already heard me talk a lot about the jab and the mask and everything. I believe, and I know this is weird coming from a priest, that we live in the most hyper-moralized time in history. We have, everyone wants to be so moral. And I'll tell you what kind of jarred me today. Many of you probably saw they came back with the coroner report for Gabby Petitto, and I never watch mainstream media on YouTube, but I happened to just click LA Times, and they had the Teton coroner or FBI, I can't remember who he was, talking about how she had died. So maybe pause this video and say a Hail Mary for the repose of the soul of Gabby Petitto. But what was really amazing is after he gave the forensics results of her death, he went into a little moral sermon about how many people die of domestic violence, and it's probably just because she was a blogger why there's so much attention around this. But we really have to pay attention to the other people that die in the country. And it's like, dude, you are a forensics expert. No one's looking to you to preach to the country and give a little fervorino of morality to the rest of the country. Um, Now, of course, people could say, well, what are you doing on YouTube? My point is actually that we have to put faith before morals. This is the point of my video today, is that we live in this hyper moralized society that doesn't know Jesus Christ and doesn't have supernatural faith. And this is where it all starts, because you're going to get everything wrong if you don't have the faith first. And I see that traditionalists are even making this mistake. Like, I'm still in shock a month later that the the Ecclesia Dei Communique, the French bishops, quoted Amoris Laetitia. I mean, can you imagine quoting a heretical document just to keep the Latin Mass? Can you imagine quoting a heretical document to keep the Latin Mass? You know what's going to happen if you do that? You lose both, because faith is the entire foundation of morals. Faith is the foundation of supernatural hope. Supernatural faith is the foundation of supernatural charity. Once you compromise on faith, you lose it all. So I know there's a lot of traditionalists out there, and they like to talk about doing the right thing and Latin Mass and all that stuff. But if you don't have the faith down first, you're toast. You're totally toast. This is why I do on my channel Video Lexia Divina, to teach the scriptures. I have CPX called Catechism of Pope St. Pius X. I mean, you have to realize that you cannot have supernatural charity without supernatural faith unless you're already in heaven. Unless you're already in heaven, I mean, those in heaven don't have faith and hope. They only have supernatural charity. But here on earth, you need the apostolic faith to move to the right morals. You need the apostolic faith to move to even be able to worship the right way at the Latin Mass. Once you're compromising on the faith, you lose the whole thing. The very initial building block of supernatural hope and supernatural charity is supernatural faith. Okay, so in light of that, I'm actually going to make a new series on this channel called EIX. You can put in your comments there any guesses what EIX stands for. And this is going to be something, and I'll give like the real official intro not too long in the future from now, but EIX is essentially going to be the apostolic gospel explained in 10 minutes, and we're going to try to get this in as many languages as possible. This isn't the official introduction, but I'm really excited. I've been working with a guy who goes to the Fraternity St. Peter Parish in Texas. Uh-oh, I'm losing everybody. I think that's because I'm in a tunnel here. I better wrap it up. Any guesses what EIX is? We're going to try to get 10 minutes of the apostolic gospel, traditional Catholicism, not just Protestantism with like the Eucharist and Mary tagged on like a lot of Catholics. Okay, I'm losing you. Bad connection. God bless you all.